Right, Linda and I are heading up to far north Queensland and the Gulf of Carpentaria for a 3-week fishing and camping trip, and in that process we're going to be testing out the new Mako 3.76 topper tracker, and we've matched that up with our brand new TINAROO folding aluminium trailer. So I'll give you a bit of a look at it. We're going to be selling the Mako topper trackers in September, and I've done a little bit of customizing to this one just to make it a little bit more user friendly. So firstly, if we have a look at the TINAROO folding trailer, it's a little bit different to our standard folding trailer. The main difference is we've incorporated a suspension system in it, and this works really well. It also comes with an outboard motor support, so this trailer can be used as a lightweight folding trailer, but it can also be used as a full-time trailer. Now, the Mako topper tracker, great little boat, very flat across the bottom, so it's nice and stable. But you'll notice our external chines here. This adds to the stability, acts almost like a hydrofoil, so it'll get up on the plane quickly, makes it very stable when standing in it. The topper tracker, or the edge tracker if you want to call it that, the bow section is flared out so it'll handle the chop nicely, but it stays very dry. So it's a fast boat, it's a stable boat, it's a very dry boat. For a small 3.76, it's a cracker. Bit of customizing that we've done to it. Firstly, you'll see here we've got our troll rod holders. They just clamp onto any tinny. We've added the removable swivel seats, makes life a bit more comfortable. Starting at the back here, I've just added in an extra support down here, and that allows the fuel tank to sit against it without it bouncing around. You know, on a boat, the last thing you want is you bouncing around. A couple of grab rails at the rear, always handy when you're getting off and on the boat. Moving to the centre section, we've added a centre floor and also 2 side pockets. Again, great place to store extra gear. Front section, obviously got the front swivel seat. We've put in a small casting deck, which just makes life a lot more comfortable. And we've added in the front here a good big deep shelf with a couple of rocket launchers to store your anchors. I carry a sand anchor and also a small reef pick. And last but not least is this little stability bar. You can use it if you're standing up, casting, or if you're climbing on and off the boat. It just gives you a bar to grab hold of. Couple of little spots here for the bow rope. So yeah, a little bit of customizing, looks good. We'll get it up, head up the coast to Cooktown. We've got a few days camping at Lake TINAROO chasing red claw, and then we'll be heading over to KARUMBA for a week chasing barra just before the season closes at the beginning of October. She'll be travelling on our boat as a car topper, so we'll give you a few more reports on that, but it'll be a really good test run for the Mako and our TINAROO trailer. So at the start of day 3 on the trip up to Cooktown and KARUMBA, got into BAFFLE Creek last night. So it was an easy, about 1300 kilometre run up the highway so far. The boat's travelled really well. The RT trolley also very well. We've got the fuel tank mounted at the back for this particular trip because I'm not towing anything. That's kind of worked out nicely too. So what we'll be doing today, I'll get the TINAROO trailer assembled. We'll get this boat on the water and go and see if we can't catch ourselves a fish. Yeah, this is day 4. We're up at Early Beach. I got in here last night. I had to come and see a customer, Liam, over at Mount Julius this morning. So I gave him the full demo. We've unloaded the boat off the vehicle, pulled out the outboard motor on the RT trolley, assembled the TINAROO trailer, and she's ready to go fishing. I had a couple of people make comments about whether or not I could do that in the time frame I claimed, which was 40 minutes. Well, Liam, you stood here and watched me do it, mate.
Yeah, no worries. You did it all by yourself. I didn't even help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40 minutes was easy peasy.
So,
you had heaps of time.
Yeah, so it is quite doable without busting a gut. You just got to have a bit of a system, and she all goes together nicely. We'll tow her up to the dam now and go and see if we can't catch ourselves a fish. Right, this is day 6. We're up off Bowen. I'm just drifting past the front end of Inaminka Rocks. So we're giving the Mako 3.76 a bit of an ocean run. I haven't had it out in the open ocean before. There's about 10 knot wind and there's a bit of a southeasterly sea coming, so it's quite choppy. But the boat itself's quite comfortable, very stable, handles the conditions all right. I mean, you've got to be sensible about where you go. But the layout's working well, the pockets just to store a bit of stuff. These casting decks on the floor are fantastic, as is that front stability bar. That just gives you something to hang on to if you're working forward. So all in all, very happy with the way the boat's performed so far. Linda doing her first creek crossing. Pretty easy one. It's beautiful up here in the Daintree.
First fish of the boat. Here it comes. Steve's got himself a
Nice little trevally.
woo! A trevally. Woohoo!
Endeavour river fishing. Woohoo! Hey!
He's a happy chappy.
Only a little one.
Yeah, but still, that can be tea.
No, we're going for barra for tea.
Are we? Still edible. Mother-in-law fish.
Righto, day 11. We've just left Cooktown after a couple of good days fishing. The weather up here in far north Queensland is just absolutely gorgeous at the moment. We're coming down just south of Cooktown. It's what they call the Black Mountains. It's the jump up country. You can see in front of us here. Come in behind here. But it's just a mountain of broken black basalt boulders. Some of them sort of average size, probably around about the size of a car. I have no idea why it's the way it is.
There it is.
The mountains on either side are all covered in trees, normal country, and then these two mountains in front of us here, they're just massive shattered granite boulders. Lots of steeped in legend. Lots of people have disappeared up in here, never to be seen again. This is a country with big reticulated pythons, scrub pythons. They get up to 30 foot long. They live up in through there. The mountains themselves are covered in caves. You can walk in through them and just get absolutely lost, apparently. And that's what's happened to quite a few people. It's certainly different. So we'll continue heading south. We're down to the Atherton Tablelands for a few days, Lake TINAROO, and then across to KARUMBA.
day 15. We're at TINAROO Dam, Atherton Tablelands. And we're in a 20 knot wind, and the tracker topper is performing beautifully.
Day 17, heading across the Gulf Savannah, and a beautiful easy run. Not road train, but the roads are good. Alright, here we are coming into KARUMBA, 4,500 kilometres. The Boathoist Sidewinder boat loader has travelled beautifully, as it always does. Over the last 7 years we've gotten over 150,000 kilometres on the road with the boat loader, so we know it works. But it's been a great test for our new RT trolley, our rooftop trolley. Because we're not towing anything, I've had to put the outboard motor up under the boat, and the RT trolley has worked beautifully for that. I've got a 18 horse Tatsu sitting up there, and it's travelled as we would expect without any problems at all. So it'll be interesting to have a look around KARUMBA. Linda's dad Norm used to fly Catalinas out of here during World War II on 24-hour bombing missions into Japanese territory, inserting commandos, Air Force troops, and he had an absolute ball up here. Some of the best times of his life were spent up in this area. So we're really looking forward to setting up camp here and exploring it, doing a bit of fishing. The weather's drop dead gorgeous, 32 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, and virtually no wind, and the forecast is for that to be that way for the next few days. So we'll be able to get out on the water, give our new topper tracker a really good run as well. So if we can't hook ourselves a barra and a couple of salmon, maybe a grunter or two. Righto, we're out in the Gulf of Carpentaria off KARUMBA. A few hours fishing, chasing blueies. We just pulled up on this sand spit, about 5 or 6 kilometres off the coast. Nice place to just stretch the legs though. The weather's couldn't get better. The wind's been dropping all morning. The ocean's just settling down beautifully. All we got to do is get amongst the fish. I was just talking to a couple of the charter boat guys, and they reckon the blue salmon haven't rode up yet, so they're still staying out wide, haven't started to come up the river to spawn yet. Spanish mackerel are still scattered all over the place. So the fishing generally is fairly quiet, which is a bit disappointing, but it's a beautiful place nonetheless.
Steve onto something that's gone under the boat. That handline also has got something. You want me to bring this other line in, or you're right? Here we go. Got a salmon. It's a salmon, is it? Woohoo! Gonna have to flick her up, hun. We haven't got a net. Well done. Nice little sucker. And we got another one out here. Let's go. Let's see if this one's still here. No, I don't think so, is he? He's still here. Look at that. Woo. Okay, I'm out of here. Nice little sharky. This where you need a net. Can I just say? Good luck with that. Gonna get rid of the shark. Oh, you can eat shark. We don't need that many. So he's on to another one. Out in the Gulf of Carpentaria. We're looking at something that's just decided to go under the boat. Bring her around. Oops. Whoa, she's good little blue nose salmon. Not happy. Oops. Uh-oh. Guess what? No.
Linda's on with another fish. I think just bringing him in slowly. This is a bit bigger one, this one. Lift your tip up a bit though. I don't know. I think it's another big salmon. Pump him on, bring him in nice and slow. He's going to take off again when we get him close to the boat. Nice big salmon. Oh, that's a cracker. That's a cracker. Here, he'll take off again. Here he goes. Beautiful big fish. Oh, beautiful big salmon. Look at that. Hey? Who's happy, chubby?
Who's the happy fisherwoman? Moi. Hello, darling.
Now that one, because we've already got one in the bag,
He's going to go back in.
we're going to release him. It's a beautiful fish. We'll get a photo.
Keep check, because that's the biggest fish I've ever caught. Give Steve half a chance, and he's showing this boatload to everyone. And here we are up at Karumba, out the front of the Sunset Caravan Park, and he's pulled a crowd. Loves it, absolutely loves it. Mind you, we're in tinny topper, capital of tinny toppers up here in Karumba. They're every bloody where, and there's still people that don't have them, as you can see, or who want to upgrade. No, I just love it. I am married to a man who is so passionate about his work.
Film you releasing him. Okay.
This is where you kiss the fish. Oops, sorry.
He's gone. Excellent.
I was going to have it listening.
High five, Dale. Okay, Linda's onto another salmon. She's been standing up at the front of our topper tracker, using the grab rail.
Just moving around. Coming around this side.
And we just had that line sitting in one of our troll rod holders. Another nice little salmon coming in. Bring him in. Bring him in. Up and in. Alrighty.
SAVANAH.
Well done, babe.
Thanks, sweetie.
At 10 minutes out of Winton. Been on the road, done it just over 900 kilometres today. Had a really good run. Colours are absolutely beautiful. Well, we've just left the Gulf of Carpentaria on our way south again. We're heading towards Emerald and Fairburn Dam. We've just left Cloncurry. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. Middle of August, so there was. Alright, we're on our final leg home. We're at beautiful Harvey Bay. Been a great trip up to far north Queensland, Cooktown, across to Atherton Tablelands, then Karumba, and then back down through Cloncurry, Winton, Dinosaur Trail. And we're on our final leg home. About 9,000 kilometres in total over the last 4 weeks. Everything's travelled beautifully. It's been a great trip too, in the sense that we've bumped into a lot of our customers along the way. And I guess that's the difference with us at Boathoist. We don't just manufacture and sell stuff, we actually use it ourselves. And it's great to get feedback from our customers, and in my experience the grey nomads aren't backward in coming forward if they have a problem. And honestly, we just don't have problems, you know. It's good gear and it works well. Ironically, I got a phone call from a fella at Shepparton last night. He's just come back from a trip to West Australia. He bought one of our sidewinders 4 years ago. He's done 3 large or major trips around Australia. And he rang last night just to tell me, thanks very much, he can't believe how well it's worked. They went up through the Kimberleys, and he said some of the roads they were on there, he fully expected it to break. It was roads that you shouldn't take a boat loader on, and he said not a problem at all. And that's the sort of feedback we get, and we really appreciate it. It's been a great trip, and we'll head for home.